Welcome to episode number 38 of this Minnesota Twins MLB The Show 20 custom franchise series. And today, I'm obviously playing my Minnesota Twins MLB The Show 20 custom franchise series. It's episode number 38. It's episode number 38 of this series. Yes, it is an MLB The Show 20 because you cannot port any franchises or Road to the Shows for that matter, from MLB The Show 20 to any later versions of the game. So you can't port, like I said, any franchises or Road to the Shows from MLB The Show 20 to any later versions of the game. So I have to continue this series and all my other MLB The Show 20 series here in MLB The Show 20, which I have no problem doing. This episode of the series, or what I'm going to be playing in this episode. Of this series, based on a title, obviously it's not self-explanatory, based on a title, is the Twins home opener. The title of this video should be home opener, regardless of if it is or not. I'm playing the home opener here in this episode. As you can see, our second series of the season, and our fourth game of the season is, our fourth game of the season is our first home game of the season. As the first 3 games of the year, we're on the road in Kansas City, as we won 13-2, lost 8-4, then we won 9-5. So we did 2 out of 3 from the Royals in Kansas City. So we're 2-1. We play the White Sox here for a 2-game series. White Sox and a day off, and the White Sox again, and then we play Kansas City at home for 4, and then so on and so forth. The game's at 1:10 p.m. Local time, which is Central Time. The game's on MLB Network. At least that's what it says, because the MLB Network logo is right there. But either way, the starting pitching matchup for this game is Gabriel Moya, I believe that's how you pronounce his name. That's our starting pitcher, and then the White Sox starting pitcher is Lucas Giolito. Neither pitcher has pitched at all this season, obviously, because it's only the 4th game. So this is the first start for Giolito and Moya. So we beat the Royals 13-2, and then we lost 8-4, and then we won 9-5. So we're 2-1. The White Sox are 0-3, as they got swept by. The White Sox, got swept by the Tigers. Lost 5-1, lost 7-1, and then lost 3-2. Looks like the White Sox are, I believe, 0-3. They are 0-3. Indians, looks like they went down to Texas. The reason they played 4 games is because usually there's a day off between opening day and the second game of the year. For, like, in Chicago, the opening day gets rained out, they just make it up the next day. In this case, the Indians playing the Rangers in Texas. That the Rangers Park, which is Globe Life Field, has a roof, so obviously there's no chance for a rain out unless like the roof broke or something, where it was like stuck open. But I doubt that's gonna happen. They played 4 games. The Indians did, and lost the first 2 games of the season, but then won the next 2. So split with the Rangers 2-2. So the Indians are 2-2, or their record is 2-2, 2 wins, 2 losses, and then the Tigers, like I said, swept the White Sox 5-1, 7-1, and 3-2. And then obviously the Royals, lost 2 out of 3 against us. And then we won 2 of 3 against the Royals. So the Tigers are 3-0, we're 2-1, the Indians are 2-2, the Royals are 1-2, and then the White Sox are 0-3. The Twins are ranked 1st in baseball, 1st in contact, 2nd in power, 4th in pitching, 1st in defense, and 1st in speed. Yeah. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. The game's, like I said, at 1 p.m. Central, or 1:10 p.m. Central Time on MLB Network. And obviously for the home games I film on camera, the home games will be played at the Herbert H. Humphrey Metrodome in downtown Minneapolis. So yeah, let's get into the game right now. Play full game, obviously. Both controllers per usual. Twins are the red controller, and the White Sox are the blue controller. As they have a 198 team average and a 5.40 ERA. We have a 3.47 team average and a 4.85 ERA. So both our ERA is just below 5, and our average is over, just below 350. And then the White Sox average is just below 200, and then their ERA is 5.4. So yeah, Yeah, home uniforms for us, away uniform, or home uniforms for us, road uniforms for the White Sox. They will not be at Target Field. It will be at the Metrodome. Decided to over to the Metrodome right there. Herbert H. Hunter Metrodome holds 46,564. Opened back in 1982. It was open from the Twins played at the Metrodome from 1982 to 2009. And then the Vikings played at the Metrodome from, I think the Minnesota Vikings of the NFL played at the Metrodome, I assume from 1982, and then actually played there, I think it was from 1982, I'm not exactly sure, but all I know is that I know the Vikings played at the Metrodome for a couple of years after the Twins moved to Target Field. It was I believe, 2010 or 2011. I think it was the winter of 2010, so it was over a year since it was about a year since the Twins moved to Target Field, because the Twins moved to Target Field, and, well, when the 2010 season started in March or April or whatever, the Twins moved to Target Field, which is their home, well, from 2010 to today. The Vikings still play at the Metrodome, I think, until, I believe it was the winter of 2010. There was so much snow on the roof that the roof actually collapsed. And it collapsed, and the Vikings never played another game at the Metrodome. That was in, I believe, the winter of 2010. And the roof collapsed because there was so much snow on top of it. And it collapsed, and the Vikings never played there again. And I believe in 2011, I think the next year, they tore the Metrodome down. And where the Metrodome used to stand, like there's U.S. Bank Stadium, home of the Minnesota Vikings, or the current home of the Minnesota Vikings from, I believe, 2016 to today, where the U.S. Bank Stadium stands today, or where U.S. Bank Stadium is today, that's where the Metrodome used to be. They tore down the Metrodome, and then once they cleared all the crap out of there, like they tore the Metrodome down, and once they got all the junk out of there, they started building U.S. Bank Stadium, and obviously it opened in 2016, and it's the current home of the Minnesota Vikings. So, yeah. So where the U.S. Bank Stadium stands today, where it is today, that's where the Metrodome used to be. So yeah, presentation mode broadcast theme style, MLB Network, quick counts on. And obviously we're in a dome, so I mean, it doesn't matter if it's raining, snowing, etc. It doesn't matter if it's raining, snowing, etc. There's a dome. I don't think it would be snowing unless it was. Well, I guess it possibly could be. It is late March, but I don't think the roof's going to collapse because obviously baseball's not played in December. But yeah, lefty versus righty. Giolito's a righty and a 79 overall. Moya is a lefty and an 81 overall, so he's actually a higher overall than Giolito. I didn't know that. Starting lineups, just gonna leave them the way they are. So yeah, on the play-by-play announcer for our game, and Matt Vasgersian is not turned down at all. Let's get into the Twins. Let's get into the Minnesota Twins home opener against the White Sox right now. 20-game hitting streak for Matthew. In real life, hitting streaks don't roll over from year to year or season to season, but in this game they do. Matthew, 14 at-bats, no home runs, 2 RBIs, batting at .429 as a 20-game hitting streak, which rolls over from last year. And there's the starting lineup for both teams. Here we go. We are here at the Herbert H. Hunter Metrodome in downtown Minneapolis for the Minnesota Twins home opener. Here at the Metrodome in downtown Minneapolis, it's the Twins home opener between the Chicago White Sox and the Minnesota Twins. Hi then everybody, welcome to baseball here on MLB Network, as it's the Minnesota Twins home opener against the Chicago White Sox here on MLB Network. As these fans have had this date, which I believe is March 28th, 2022, marked on their calendar since the middle of winter. There's last year's ranks for the Twins, as the Twins, remember, have won the last 3 World Series, and they're going for a four-peat this year. Good start for the Twins this year, going 2-1 in their first series against the Royals in Kansas City. The stage is set. Lineups and first pitch coming up next here on MLB Network. By the thumbnail right there. Here we go. Baseball on MLB Network. Gabriel Moya gets the start for the Twins here in their home opener. Last season, he had no starts, no record, 4.26 ERA, only pitched 12 and 2/3 innings, 13 hits, 1.34 WHIP, 4 walks, and like 16 strikeouts. He must not have been a starter last year. I thought he was though, but he must have not been. He did pitch only 12 innings, so he must have been in the bullpen, and I might have sent him down during the year, or I'm not exactly sure. He's a 4-seam fastball, a changeup, and a 2-seam fastball. Here's Anderson to lead it off for Chicago, as we're on your way here at the Metrodome. That's a line drive, and it's caught by the shortstop, Jack Thornton, over the shoulder, 1 down. And here's the Chicago White Sox starting lineup. Tim Anderson, Rich McAllister, Juan Moncada, Daniel Pauta, Jose Santana, Jorge Soler, Eloy Jimenez, Jake Taven, and Yolmer Sanchez. Last season, 589 RBIs for the White Sox, and that ranked 14th in the American League. Here's Rick McAllister, the first baseman. Full count. At the ground ball to Jack Thornton. 42 speed from the batter, and he's out by a couple of steps. 2 down here in the first. Good start for Moya. Now here's Juan Moncada. 2-2 to Moncada. And he was in front of that changeup, but he got a piece of it. Foul ball. 19 home runs last year for Moncada. 2-2. That's a ground ball to Luke. Routine. Throw to Vinny J. and an over. 1-2-3 to the White Sox. Twins come in the bat. No score here on MLB Network. As Lucas Giolito gets the start for the White Sox here in their 4th game of the year. 32 starts last year. 5-14 record, which is not good. 4.8 ERA, 1.58 WHIP. So, I mean, not a good record. A high ERA and a high WHIP. Here's Lute to lead it off for Minnesota in the bottom of the first. No score. He didn't miss anything. A 4-seam fastball, a 2-seam fastball, a knuckle curve, a slider, and a 12-sit curve for Giolito. So he has 5 pitches. Here we got 1-1 pitch to Luke, who already has 2 home runs to the first 3 games. Ground ball, hit hard, base hit. Past the diving second baseman. That was perfect. First hit of the game for the Twins or their team belongs to Luke. And that was a leadoff single. And remember, he has 94 speed at first base. And there goes Luke. Thrown to second by the catcher. Right on the money. But Luke is in there. Safe. As Luke steals a base. As that, he had 94 speed, 97 steal. That throw was on the money. But Luke got in there just in the nick of time. It was a strike. 1-2 pitch down to Matthew. Fly ball, hit well. Back is the right fielder. And that ball is caught. Tagging his Luke. And he's going to easily get to third base with his 94 speed. Runner at third, 1 out now after the sac fly. And here's the Twins starting lineup here in their home opener. Luke, Jack Thornton, Matthew, Babe Ruth Jr., Vinny J, Star Forcer, Mr. Casey, Andy Pullman, and Snake Biter. We had 1,666 hits last season, and that ranked first in the American League. And the last batter, was Jack Thornton, who flew out to right field, and now it's Matthew. So Jack Thornton flew out to right field, Luke got the third, and now it's Matthew with a runner at third and 1 out. Infield is back, 2-1. That's a ground right back to Giolito. Luke will stay put. It's a 1-3 ground out for Matthew, 2 down. And anything other than that would have scored him. Basically, if even a ground ball, it was the middle infielders that would have scored the run. A sac fly would have, anything except for really that. And now it's Babe Ruth Jr. Fly ball, that one's hit well. Back is the left fielder, towards the wall, and it's gone! Babe Ruth Jr. with the first home run here at the Metrodome. His first home run of the year for the Twins at the Metrodome in their first game here at the Metrodome this season. The Twins get their first home run at the Metrodome this season in their first game here at the Metrodome this season. As Babe Ruth Jr. runs around the bases really fast, just over the wall in left center field into the first or second row, and the Twins are up 2-0 as it went into the first or second row in left center field, just over the wall in left center field into the first or second row, and it's 2-0 Twins as Babe Ruth Jr. tees off on Lucas Giolito. 2-1. Ground ball, that was smoked. Base hit, and that's, I believe that was start for, no, who was that? I don't know who, that wasn't Start Forcer. I believe this is, that was Vinny J. Now it's Start Forcer, who's a switch hitter. Obviously he's batting left-handed. That's a little tapper. Giolito's got it. He's got to hurry, and Start Forcer is out. But the Twins get their first 2 runs of the game on a 2-run home run by Babe Ruth Jr. We head to the second, 2-0 Twins here in their home opener. Top 2 here at the Metrodome. Twins, it's their first game of the year at the Metrodome and first game at home this year. So it's their home opener and first game of the year at the Metrodome. And the Twins hit their first home run of the year at the Metrodome in their first game, or as the Twins hit their first home run this season at the Metrodome in their first game at the Metrodome this season. So first home run at the Metrodome in their this season, as the Twins did their first home run of the year of the season at the Metrodome in their first game of the season at the Metrodome. Here we go, 2-1. A line drive, shift was on, no one was there, but it's a foul ball by maybe 5 feet. Shift is on. Remember, this pitcher only has 3 pitches. Ground ball past Moya, flat down by Thornton. He's got to hurry, and he got the batter by a step, 1 down. And here's the Twins defense. Star Forcer, Snake Biter, and Matthew in the outfield. Vinny J, Luke, Jack Thornton, and Audie Pullman in the infield, and Mr. Casey behind the plate. And obviously Gabriel Moya on the mound. 3-1 hitters counting the batter, and that is in their full count. Rusty Valentine's the home plate umpire here in this game. So it looks like he has Rusty Valentine has a high zone and a low zone, but he doesn't have he has a high and low zone. He has a high and low zone, but he doesn't span the strike zone on the side. So he has a high and low zone, like north and south zone, where a higher zone and a lower zone, but he doesn't have a I don't know what I'm trying to say. Here we go. 3-2 count. That's a line drive coming into the center field. He dives! Or he doesn't dive as he missed the ball, or he knocked it down, as I believe it hit his wrist or his glove. I hit the dive button. He didn't dive. Ended up hitting his wrist or his glove or both. And that is a hit. First hit of the game for Chicago. 1 on, 1 out. Yeah, Rusty Valentine has a high and low zone, but he doesn't. He spans the zone. This is probably a good way to put it. He spans the strike zone north and south, which is up and down or top and bottom, but he doesn't expand the zone west and east, or east or west, which is on the sides. So he has a high and low zone, he expands the strike zone. Rusty Valentine does north and south, but he doesn't expand the strike zone. Sorry about this. So Rusty Valentine, the home plate umpire, expands the zone north and south, which is up and down, but he doesn't expand the strike zone east and west, which is side to side. That's a good way to put it. I couldn't think of a good way to put it until just now. Here we go. But that aside, 1 on, 1 out for Chicago. And here's Soler. Flying ball center field back to Snake Biter. And he's got it in right center field, 2 down. Here we go. Here's Eloy Jimenez. That's a ground ball. Flat down by Thornton. It will throw to first. Low but picked by Vinny J. And the inning's over. Middle of 2. Still 2-0 Twins here at the Metrodome. Here we go. Bottom 2. Here's Mr. Casey. Giolito's doing at 3 hits. 2-0 Twins. Fly ball. Left center field. Coming in as the center field. There's a long run. but he'll make the catch easily. 1 down. That's Jake Cave, who was a former Twin. Here's White Sox defense. Eloy Jimenez, Jake Cave, and Jorge Soler in the outfield. Rick McAllister, Yomer Sanchez, who won a Gold Glove last year, Tim Anderson, and Juan Moncada in the infield, and Jose Santana behind the plate, and obviously Lourdes Giolito on the mound. Not sure if his team has Jose Abreu or not. If they do, he's on the bench. 1-1, ground ball, punched by Sanchez, who won a Gold Glove last year. Base hit. 1 on, 1 out. Now it's Nate Biter with Andy Pullman at first. Ground ball, this to be 2. Second 1, first double play in and over. 4-6-3 double play in and over. We headed the third, 2-0 Twins. Here's Jake Cave, the former Twin. He was a Twin like 3 years ago in this game. 1-1. Ground ball past Moya. Flag down by Luke. Throw to first. Got him by half a step. But there might, and he did get him. I thought there would be a challenge opportunity for the White Sox, but no challenge. 1 down. Here's Sanchez. Full count. Ground ball. Thornton. Throw to first is in time. 2 down now, and now the top of the order will come up with 2 outs in the third. And here's Anderson who lined out to lead off the game. He lined out to Thornton. Ground ball. That's on a base hit for Anderson. And then it will continue. 1 on, 2 out for Chicago. Here we go. 2-2. Line drive. Star Forcer's moving to his left, and he's there, and then over. 1 hit and 1 left for Chicago. Middle of 3. 2-0 Twins. Bottom of the third, still 2-0 Minnesota. Twins are 2-1 on the year. White Sox are 0-3. Ground ball, Sanchez. Throw to McAllister, 1 down. Now it's Jack Thornton who flew out in the first. Matthews on deck, full count. And that is low, ball 4 on the 4-seamer at 92 miles per hour. First launch of the game for Giolito. 1 on, 1 out. Now Matthew ground out the Giolito in his last at bat. Babe Ruth Jr.'s on deck. Ground ball, this should be 2. It's only tough to turn though. Second 1, first, and it's a double play. Second of the game for Minnesota in 3 innings. And the 3. 2-0 Twins. Here we go, top 4. Here's Moncada, the switch hitter, batting right-handed because the pitcher's left-handed. Fly ball, shallow center, back is Luke, and he get there. Back pedal, and he's got it. 1 down. And now Daniel Palka, the DH for Chicago here this afternoon. 2-1. Ground ball, dents a shift, but Andy Pullman is right there. He's got to hurry. And low throw, picked by Vinny J, or I don't think it was picked, but it was caught by Vinny J, and got the batter as well. 2 down. And now Jose Santana at single in the second. Ground ball, Luke. 1-2-3 to the White. Picked by Vinny J on the low throw by Luke. 1-2-3 to the White Sox. Middle of 4, still 2-0 Twins here on MLB Network. Here we go, bottom 4. Twins scored 2 runs in the first on a 2-run home run by this man, Babe Ruth Jr. Ground ball, this one will stay in the yard. Nowhere near gone. Good play by Anderson, but the throw pulls off the first baseman. He sits on Anderson as the throw pulled off McAllister. And Babe Ruth Jr. had a 2-run home run earlier. Gets on via the E6. And he has some speed as well. 84 speed only, but he's still a stolen base throw. Here's a throw, and it's not in time. A steal and center base is Babe Ruth Jr. Second stolen base already in 4 innings for Minnesota. Runner set and nobody out, and that was a ball as well. 2-1. Ground ball, base hit. And they're going to stop Babe Ruth Jr. at third. The throw's up the line. He would have been safe, but there's nobody out. Runs to the corners, nobody out for Minnesota. So an E6, then a stolen base, then a single. And now it's Star Forcer. Runners at the corners, nobody out. And then, here comes the pitching coach for Chicago. They're already down 2-0, and the Twins are threatening for more here.
Now the outfield shifts into a no-doubles defense after getting the sign from the...
So, no doubles defense for the outfield. Third base cover drag for the third baseman. Here we go. They're looking for the double play ball, maybe.
Down the left field line and deep. And no one will get this one. And now it appears the outfield will...
The outfield is now straight up and normal. I'm trying to... Now the infield is straight up and halfway. The outfield is straight up and normal. Here we go. 2-2. Ground ball, base hit past Anderson. The runner at third will come in to score. And it's 3-0 Minnesota. RBI single for Star Forcer. And the Twins are up 3-0. With 2 on and nobody out. Here's Mr. Casey. No action in the Chicago bullpen. Ground ball. This could be 2. 5, 4, 3. Double play. As the batter's out by half a step at first. 2 down with the runner getting over to third. That was a rally Tillin. Artie Pullman's up 1 for 1 with a single. Trying to pick up his team right now. Runner at third, 2 outs, 3-0 Twins. Ground ball, first base, or second base, excuse me. Throw to first is in time, and the inning's over. But the Twins do get a run on an RBI single by Star Forcer. We head to the 5th. It's now 3-0 Twins. 5th inning. White Sox are around 3-0. They only have 2 hits, and they gotta get something going right here, right now. Here's Soler. Soler flies one! That ball is absolutely destroyed, and it's gone! Jorge Soler absolutely hits one in the orbit, way over the batting in straightaway right field, and in the orbit, Jorge Soler with his first home run of the year, and it's a 3-1 game. First home run of the year for Jorge Soler, and the White Sox are on the board, and it's a 3-1 game. Holy buckets, that was destroyed. That probably might have been like 450 feet. And here's Show Track. Oh, no, see, no, that's not. It's only 396 feet. That was, didn't get into that top deck. So I said 450 feet. I would have been 54 feet off because it was 396 feet. I actually want to see a replay on this. So it was 396 feet. So I said 450, which that means I was 54 feet off. But it was still, it was a no-doubter over the baddie. The baddie is this right here. Darn it, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to do that. So back out and get back in. The baddie is this. See that right there where it says like San Diego Studio, the Rundown, and MLB Now and MLB Network? That's the baddie. If the ball hits the baddie, it's in play. So you have to get it over the baddie. And you know, and if you want to know what this is, like over there, and then what's above the baddie, that's the football seats. When the obviously, like I said, the Vikings play at the Metrodome, that was the football seats. So you have to get it over the baddie. And obviously, there's some seats up there, as you can see, above the baddie and above those like windows or whatever. And that ball hit like some concrete right below those windows and right above those football seats. So they didn't get in that second deck, but still, it was a moonshot. It wasn't even 400 feet, but it was a no-doubter, 396 feet, and it probably was like 110 miles per hour off the bat, or something like that, because it was perfect. 3-1 now, top of the 5th. Ground ball, this one's a ground ball past Lute, so a home run, now a single, and now the tying run's coming to the plate. Here we go. Runner at first, nobody out, tying runs at the plate for Chicago. Ground ball, it's JT, ground ball, got him at second, and got him at first. Jeff Thornton, Lute, and then Vinny J for the double play. 6-4-3 double play, 2 down. Now Sanchez, who has not got a hit so far this season, he's 0 for 1 in this game. Ground ball, Lute, and the inning is over. But the White Sox did a run, and they're on the board now, thanks to this solo home run by Jorge Soler, not Yolmer Sanchez. So the White Sox did a run on a solo home run by Jorge Soler. Halfway home here at the Metrodome. It's now 3-1 Twins. Here we go. We're officially in the second half of the game. Bottom 5, 3-1 Twins. The White Sox got to run back, but the Twins are still up by a pair. Ground ball, hit hard, perfect. Sanchez grabs on a short hop, 1 down, but that was smoked. But good play by the Gold Glover, Sanchez. Now it's Luke, 1 for 2 with a single and scored a run on the Babe Ruth Jr. home run in the first inning. Ground ball, jammed him a little bit. Sanchez, a sure-handed Sanchez, 2 down. Now it's Chat throws an open one with a walk. 2-1. Ground ball past the pitcher. Flat down by Sanchez. What a play by the Gold Glover, Yomer Sanchez. All 3 outs were to him. We head to the 6th. Still 3-1 Twins here at the Metrodome. Here we go. Top 6. 3-1 Minnesota. No action in either bullpen. Anderson pops one up. And foul ground over is Matthew by the bullpen mound. He makes the catch on the bullpen mound in foul territory, 1 down. There's Showtrack as Matthew had to run it a long way from straightaway right field to foul territory. Top speed 18 miles per hour, route efficiency 96.4%, distance covered 108 feet. As he caught it on the bullpen mound in foul ground. Or in foul territory. Here's Rick McAllister, 1 down. Ground ball, flat down by Thornton. Throw to first, 2 down. Now it's a full count in the Mercado, 0 for 2 in this game. I just said no action in either bullpen here in the 6th. Full count. Fly ball, right field, Matthew to his right. And the inning is over. 1-2-3 to the White Sox. Middle of 6th, still 3-1 Twins. Here we go, bottom 6 now. White Sox, at least for offensive-wise, have 9 more outs to work with, down by 2. Fly ball, it's hit well. That won't be caught. Playing the bounce is the right fielder, Soler. And that will be a leadoff double for Minnesota. Soler couldn't catch that one as it hit the baddie. And it's going to be a 21-game hitting streak for Matthew. First double of the year for Matthew. And a 21-game hitting streak. And here comes Babe Ruth Jr. with a 2-run home run in the first. Runner set at nobody out here in the 6th. And our son will warm up Jose Ruiz in the Chicago bullpen, and the no action in the Minnesota bullpen. 2-1. Ground ball, runner without advance. Anderson off balance, got him. But if you're Matthew, or if you're Babe Ruth Jr., wanted to at least get the runner over, but he did not do that. Here's Vinny J, 2 for 2 with 2 singles. Ground ball, punched by Sanchez, and they're going to send the runner with 1 out. Here's the throw by Soler, and it's not in time. And the batter gets back to first base. RBI single for Vinny J, his 3rd single of the game, and his first RBI of the game. And it's 4-1 Minnesota, as they did that run back a couple innings after the Soler home run. And that was a close play at home, but the gamble paid off, sending him 4-1 Minnesota. Line drive right to the left fielder, and he'll make the catch kind of like nonchalantly. That was a weird looking catch, but he made the catch, 2 down. And now it's Mr. Casey. 1-2. And that is low. Bounds away a little bit from the catcher, but runner will stay put. 2-2 after the 12th curve he dropped, trying to get Mr. Casey to chase. But he said, I'm not going to. 2-2, fly ball, that's hit well. Can Jimenez get there? He cannot. And the ball will stay in play. Runner's coming home. Mr. Casey's going for 3rd. And he is in there with an RBI triple. 5-1 Minnesota. His first triple of the year is an RBI triple. And it's 5-1 Twins. As that ball almost went out of play. And if it did, it would have been an automatic double. And the runner at first would have been forced to stay at 3rd, but the ball stayed in play, the runner scored, and Mr. Casey got the 3rd with an RBI triple. And here comes Ruiz. His 1 appearance here in the season, pitched 2 innings. Runner at 3rd is responsible of Giolito. That's a ground ball foul. 1-2. That's a ground ball off the end of the bat. throw to first is in time, but the Twins did two more runs, and now they're up 5-1 as we head to the 7th. White Sox 9 more outs to work with, down 5-1, and they're starting to warm up. Corey Knebel in the Minnesota bullpen. His energy's in the yellow. 1-1. Ground or lines are field on a short hop by Andy Pullman. Zips it over to first, 1 down. Now it's Santana. Ground ball, Jack Thornton now. Everything's being put in play, but it turned into a hit. The White Sox can't get a hit. 2 down quickly in the 7th. Now it's Soler homered in his last at-bat in the 5th inning. Ground ball, that's going to be a single for Soler. His second hit of the game, and the White Sox 5th hit of the game. 1 on 2 out now as a single by Soler extends the inning. And here comes a pitching coach for Minnesota. Moyes throws 29 balls, 48 strikes, 77 total pitches. His energy's in the yellow. This might be his last batter. It's Jimenez. 1-1. Jimenez will foul on 1-2. 1-2. Round ball back to Moya. Actually hit his glove. He has to recover, and he does nicely. In and over. 1 hit and 1 left for Chicago. 7th inning stretch time here at the Metrodome. 5-1 Minnesota. Here we go. It's Snake Biter, then the top of the order, and Luke and Jack Thornton. No action in the Chicago bullpen, so Ruiz will stay out there for now. Ground ball. That's going to be another hit for Minnesota. And they're starting off Alex Reyes in the Chicago bullpen here in the bottom of the 7th. 5-1 Minnesota. Line drive, will it get down? And it will, as it's past the diving right fielder. He gets up quickly though, and they're going to send the runner home. Throw to the plate is high and not in time. And it's going to be another RBI triple, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure they'll call that a triple. I believe it is an RBI triple. Again, runner at third, nobody out. It's 6-1. And they're done to Brennan Reyes, but this thing's starting to get out of hand here. As the infield's on come in, they're already down by 5 in the 7th. Nobody out, runner at third. Swing and a miss on the fastball, 1-2. Ground ball past McAllister, base hit, and going to second is Jack Thornton, and he's in there with an RBI double. It's 7-1. His first double of the year, it's an RBI double, and it's 7-1. And the Stars are not the Stars, but the Twins are starting to run away with the game. Ground ball, runner at third and 1 out as the runner gets over to third base. So it's a 300-assisted ground ball, runner at third and 1 out now for Babe Ruth Jr. who had a home run earlier. And the infield's in again. Fly ball down the line, foul, 3-2. Ground ball, foul again. That was weird. Was the third base coach doing running or something? 3-2 again. Ground ball right at Mancada. Runner will stay at third. Got him at first. 2 down. Runner stays put. And now it's Vinny J. 3 for 3 with 3 singles, an RBI, and a run scored. 2-1. And that's a swing and a miss in the dirt, blocked by Santana. 2-2. Popped up, straight up, in front of the mound. Reyes will call for it and make the catch in and over. But the Twins did 2 more runs, right? Yeah, they did it 2 runs. We head to the 8th. It's now 7-1 Minnesota. Here we go, top 6. Here comes Corey Knebel in the 8th inning. Looks like he had 1 appearance here this season. Looks like that was in the second game of the year, because he only pitched a third of an inning. His ERA is 54, and he has an 0-1 record, so he must have got the loss in that set inning against Kansas City. But obviously in this game, he has a 6-run lead here in the 8th. Hit hard! Base hit! As the White Sox have 6 more outs to work with, down 6. As that was a laser from Jake Cave. 112 miles per hour. And that is low, 2-1. Attendance is 38,270, which might be a sellout. Or it's not a sellout, but still a lot of fans. Ground ball, this should be 2. Second 1, first, another double play. 2 down, as it's the last thing the White Sox needed. 2 down here in the 8th. As Moyes in line for the win, and Giolito's in line for the loss, if the score holds, which it probably will. 1-2. Ground ball, Vinny J. We headed to the bottom of the 8th. Still 7-1 Twins. Here we go, bottom 8. Twins looking for some more insurance, but they're already up by 6. Ground ball, that was just foul. Two one. Popped up, straight up. Mancada backpedals, and he will call and catch one down. Here's Mr. Casey 1 for 3 with an RBI triple. Ground ball, foul, 2-2 with the Twins catcher. Swing and a miss, got him. 2 down. It's Artie Pullman now. Ground ball, and the inning is over. Way to the 9th. Twins are up by 6. And they have to get 3 more outs for the win. Twins are up by 6, so we head to the 9th. Here we go. White Sox need a miracle here. Down to the final 3 outs, down by 6. Line drive, and it's past Thornton. Leadoff single for Chicago, as they're looking to pull off the improbable here in the 9th. Runner's going, and it's a ground ball, hit and run, and they're going to stop at second, though. 2 on, nobody out for Chicago, as they're making some noise here. First and second for Palka, the DH. A little push here for Chicago. Line drive, base hit, and they're going to stop everyone at the next base, as he might have been safe. The runner at second might have been safe at home if he went. But the bases are now loaded with nobody out. 3 straight singles. And they're sending them up Miss Madden, and they're sending them up their closer, Mom. Just in case it is to a safe situation, which is not a safe situation yet, but it's close to being one. Bases loaded, nobody out here for Santana. Ground ball! What a stop! By Vinny J, and everybody's safe. As Vinny J went to second base, should have just stepped on first. And everybody's safe. Now it's Soler. Knebel's getting tired, and now it's a safe situation now because the time runs on deck. And they'll send out the pitching coach. As Knebel's in at 4 straight hits, or at least I think it's 4 straight hits. What do they call that? No, well, it was three singles and then a fielder's choice. So it was a fielder's choice and an RBI for Santana. Soler's up now, and 1 swing to make it a 1-run game. Fly ball, dead center. Lining it up is Nate Biter. And the runner at second and third are both tagged in. Throw to the plate was really close. It was closer than I thought. But the runner at third will score. Runner at second will get over to third. And it's a 7-3 game. Runners in the corners and 1 out for Jimenez. It's a full count to Jimenez, and the time runs on deck. Still. So the safe situation could be in for Mom here. And Miss Madden will be ready and waiting, and they're going to bring in Mom, the Twins closer, to close the door. This is their first appearance of the season, because in the first 3 games, well, they won 13-2, they lost 8-4, and they won 9-5, so no safe situations yet for Mom this year. But she's a reliable closer. It is a safe situation now because the time runs on deck. Full count now to Jimenez with the runners in the corners and 1 out. 7-3 Minnesota. Full count. Foul ball. Here we go. Remember, Mom has a knuckleball here. Ground ball, and what a stop by Thornton! Got him at second, and got him at first! What a turn to end the game! As Mom only needed to face one batter, as she pitched 2/3 of an inning, and got the save, and there's the infielders shake their hands with each other. Vinny J. Lute, Jack Thornton, and Artie Pullman. But what a turn! To turn the double play. 6-4-3 double play to end the game, and the Twins win at 7-3. As Moya gets the win, Giolito gets the loss, and Mom does get the save because the time runner was on deck. So because the time runner was on deck, that's why Mom got the save. Despite it was a 4-run game, Mom did get the save because the time runner was on deck. Her first save of the year, Moya's first win of the year. He's now 1-0. Giolito gets the loss. He's now 0-1 on the year, and then Mom gets her first save of the 2022 season. She pitched 2/3 of an inning, but faced one batter and got 2 outs on one play on a 6-4-3 double play. It was Jack Thornton, Lute, and Vinny J for the double play. 6-4-3 double play to end the game. That was a good turn as Jack Thornton fielded it deep in the hole, threw to center for 1, and then Lute threw it to first for the double play. As the White Sox do get 2 runs in the 9th, it was on a fielder's choice, which the reason why Vinny J, like, after he dove up and then ran like 10 feet and then threw it, it's because I moved the left stick over because Vinny J dove on his own. In this game, the computer sometimes in this game the computer dives for you. In this case, Vinny J dove on his own, and right away I hit the left stick to go left because I knew the ball was going that way. The CPU had Vinny J dive, but because I also hit the left stick to go left, that's why when Vinny J got up, he went to the left still, because I pushed over the left stick to the left because the ball was going over there. The CPU had Vinny J dive on his own. He made the play, but obviously because I hit at the time when Vinny J got up and ran to the left, I wasn't hitting the left stick to the left. It's because I did that right when Vinny J dove, so then when he stood up, the game still registered that I hit the left stick to the left. So when Vinny J stood up, he ran to the left, and because he ran to the left, yeah, and right when he got up, he moved to the left, and I hit triangle, which is second base, and Vinny J did throw it. It was just a little too late. But at the end, that doesn't matter, as they were going to probably score a run anyways on the play, because I don't think they were going to get 2 on that play. They might have. It might have been like if the pitcher was covering first base, they still might have got a double play, but also I don't think they were going to get double play on that play, and they were still going to get a run. They were still going to get a run on that play, because even if it was a double play, they still would have got a run. Obviously, then they probably would have got that second run. But obviously, at the end of the day, a win's a win. Still won by 4. Mom got her first save of the year, and like I said, I know a safe situation is when it's 3 runs or less when you're up by, but there's some exceptions. Like if the time runs on deck, which in this case, if the time runs at the plate, like in this case, if it was a 4-run game and the time run was at the plate, and you got the last out or outs of the game, that would be a safe situation, or you would get the save. In this case, the time run never came to the plate, but the time run was on deck. And even if in this case it was a 4-run game, but the time run was on deck, so that's why it was a safe situation, and that's why Mom got the save. Even though it was a 4-run game, the time run was on deck, so that's why Mom got the save. So, and she only faced one batter, Jimenez, who had run it into a 6-4-3 game-ending double play. As David Moya gets the win, he's now 1-0 on the year. Lucas Giolito gets the loss, he's now 0-1 on the year. And then Mom gets the save, her first save of the 2022 MLB season. And the player of the game is Babe Ruth Jr., who only had 1 hit in this game. But that one hit was a 2-run home run in the first inning. And Babe Ruth Jr. also scored a run because I believe he reached on an error believe that was in the first inning. No, it was in the fourth inning. Babe Ruth Jr. reached on an error and scored. So Babe Ruth Jr. went 1 for 4 with a home run, 2 RBIs, and 2 runs scored. And he's the top player of the game here in the Twins home opener. 3 runs on 9 hits, 1 error, which was by Tim Anderson for the White Sox. And then 7 runs on 12 hits, no errors for the Twins. Moyer gets the win, Giolito gets the loss, and Mom gets the save. As Jorge Soler had a home run in this game, and 2 RBIs, as I think Jorge Soler was the one that had the sac fly, so Soler had a solo home run, and then a solo home run in the 5th, and then a sac fly in the 9th, and then Santana got the other RBI on that fielder's choice. So yeah, Twins win at 7-3 over the White Sox here at the Metrodome, as the Twins move to 3-1, and the White Sox fall to 0-4. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll do the closing in the next clip, because this clip's about to end in about 15 seconds, so I'll see you on the other side. I'll see you then. So I decided I'm going to be doing the closing in this clip, but before I do that, the next episode of a series will be a Twins game, obviously, against the Chicago White Sox. So against the White Sox again, it will just be in Chicago, and it will be on May 1st, 2022. And the reason I'm playing that game on May 1st, 2022 is because May 1st is my birthday. Obviously, in the game it will be my birthday technically, because it will be May 1st, but in real life it probably won't be my birthday. You never know. I doubt it will be my birthday. In real life, but in this game, it will be my birthday, so that will be the next episode of a series. It will be a Twins game against the White Sox on my birthday, which is May 1st, 2022, or really May 1st, but it will be May 1st, 2022, which will be my birthday in this game, and it will be a Twins game, obviously, on May 1st, which is my birthday, May 1st, 2022, against the Chicago White Sox. So against the White Sox again, but the game will be in Chicago, not in Minneapolis. So the game will be in Chicago and not Minnesota. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, guys, now we're closing the board. If it's up to the like button, subscribe if you haven't yet. Tell your mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, aunts, uncles, or tell your mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, aunts, uncles, pets, and friends about these videos. And you know what? I'm going to see you in episode number 39, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I believe I'll see you in episode number 39 of this Minnesota Twins MLB The Show 20 Custom Franchise Series. See you in episode number 39. And eat all the bacon and go Twins.